Would you like to learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20% return on your investment? Tax lien and deed purchasing is the only way to get into the real estate market through the back door. No credit and no loans needed. This method isn't commonly taught, and therefore the competition is very low, for now. Put together a 14-hour info-packed course which will teach you everything you'll need to know to get started. Learn at your own pace, step-by-step guided video and aids to start you on the TLC deed investment process. The course offers many learning tools for new investors, helping ensure you safely invest in tax liens and deeds. Contact us today and join the buyback team.
All right. Welcome. You're here with Lashley, your team lead on a Friday with the buyback team. And yes, you know how we do. We're here twice a week, every week from Monday and Fridays doing hints and tips. And we're still doing state to state breakdown every Friday. So today, as you see, we're going to be looking into a Tennessee, y'all. Tennessee, y'all. Look, a Tennessee. All right, so Tennessee will be the state that we're going to go over, as well as we're going to show the family two counties website pertaining to the tax lien sale, tax deed sale. Why am I saying that? Okay. Well, we're going to talk about it. You know how we do. We show the counties and how much information they disclose for you. We break it down so it can make sense. And then we kind of guide you where to verify more legal information. Not kinda. That's what we've been doing. So today we're not going to specifically read all of the laws like we've been doing, but we will put the links in the comments for the family who's interested in actually seeing the resources that we are sharing. Okay. All right. So you know how we start off. We start off talking about Tennessee. Tennessee is actually a tax deed state. Yes, let's make it make sense. The county moves forward with foreclosure process after 2 years. So they initiate the foreclosure process on the delinquent party after 2 years of delinquency. The expected amount for open bids is the penalty, interest, fees, and court costs in some cases. Some county includes municipality liens, judgments, and other type of encumbrance that's recorded within the county. Keep in mind, in some cases, encumbrance and judgments against the property will not be recorded. So this is not a definite that everything will be available in the bill when it's time for you to close out. Okay, we're going to make it make sense. So Tennessee is known as a hybrid tax lien deed state. Why we say that? Because they initiate the deed process after 2 years, but there is also a grace period that you must wait to move forward. But there are things that you need to do. As we know, it's always things that you need to do. So we're going to talk about that. Okay. Because it's a hybrid state, they initially offer it like a tax certificate. Okay. It's going to be a deed, but the deed is not going to be signed off. Okay. We're going to make it make sense. So the tax deed is okay. Oh, sorry. In this time, the investor is responsible for the delinquent parcel taxes that's due. Now, because as we go on, we're going to highlight to you that there is a 1 year grace period from the day that you actually invest to when you will have to be able to move forward of possession. Okay. So we're going to show you that in the county's website of what I'm talking about. So after winning the tax deed, the investor has up to 5 days to complete the purchase. And that is making the chandler aware that you are now a lien holder or a party of interest in this parcel. So through this process, a final decree is confirmed for the sale. This decree is handled by the chandler's office, which confirms the sale. Now, in many cases, Tennessee use a Chandler office, this is like equivalent to the Treasury's office in other states. So we always tell you that sometimes different governments use different interchangeable words, or as we say, entity names. So they use the Chandler's office in Tennessee, okay, which is equivalent to the Treasury's office. The homeowner has 1 year from the final decree to redeem or buy the property from the investor. So we want to know when is the final decree, so we can make sure that we know when our redemption time is. Okay. So before we go into that, we want to know what to do before the auction, just generally speaking. So in some cities or county which the delinquent property is located, usually it's advertised, as we know, it's going to be advertised at least 1 or 2 weeks or up to 3 weeks prior to the auction. And you know that the list changes. And most likely that list probably will be at the Chandler's office or one more entity. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There's another big entity that actually plays a part in the Department of Revenue. Okay, you want to contact these entities and see what specific records you can get pertaining to your specific investment. Okay, so the cost of the taxes, the sale preparation, including advertisement fees, as we talked about, all costs, of legal costs is becoming the lien against the property. This is what it is due. It is the potential buyer responsibility to locate the property, assess its condition, and research its title prior to placing a bid. And that's why we teach you how to do soft title search. It's very important to do so. At least you know that you were able to date back at least 60 years and you did it. Okay. As I already told you, I had a lawyer did a title search for me. I thought it was a full title search, and he went just as back as far as I went. Okay. So keep your eyes on the prize. So the county offers no warranty as a condition using location or other any aspects of the property. The delinquent taxpayer may stop the proceeding at any time prior to the auction or the property by paying the taxes due and any excess incurred by the county while preparing the tax sale. Okay, so this is general information pertaining to Tennessee and what to expect. So in some places where the Tennessee offers these type of auction, the bidding are presented at the tax sale. Others are allowed to also participate in bids purchasing on the behalf of people. So you want to know, maybe you have to contact the current county to see if you can have a representative there, because you have to be in person. And I believe in most of the counties in Tennessee. So that's a blessing that they will allow someone to stand in person for you and actually bid for you. Okay. It's amazing. So bidding policy and determination whether you need to complete a buyer's registration form is regarding to the purchase of a tax lien certificate. See counties for specific detail. Okay. So we already know that the opening bid starts at the penalties, interest, things, what it costs to sell the properties, whatever fees that the county charged to hold the county to hold the sale, and those type of things, and the interest that continue to occur. Okay, so we know that that is at least the minimum that you're going to put down. All right, and if you know if it's in person, then you're going to be at an auction. All right. So right to redeem. This is just a little breakdown because we're about to go into an actual state county information. I'm going to read that to you. I'm going to share the link with the family so you can look at it yourself, and then we're going to share some law reference with you. We're not going to read it today, but we're going to share with you pertaining to Tennessee, so you will always have it. You'll know where to reference it. Okay. So rights to redeem. A delinquent taxpayer and the heirs or whoever's the creditor that hold liens against the property have 1 year from the date the chandler signs an order confirming the sale to redeem the property. So it's confirmed when somebody at the auction purchases it. The chandler, as we say, it has to be taken to the chandler within a certain amount of time for it to be deemed valid. So that person right there, okay, is the person that has the right to the property and other lien holders if they want to pay you off. Okay. The redeeming party must hold equity or legal interest in the party, so anybody can actually redeem. And there's another thing that you should know about Tennessee. They're trying to make money. So the Chandler signs an order confirming the sale to redeem the property sold at the tax lien auction by paying the winning bid plus 10% interest to the court. So you want to keep that in mind that in this particular, it can be, it's not all counties that do this, but this particular county does do that. And you want to keep that in mind. 10%, and you want to know if it's the total amount of the purchase, I mean the back taxes or the principal amount, or it's actually what you bid it, because what you bid is going to be probably more than what the taxes is, especially when you're in the auction. So when the property doesn't sell at these auctions, the county must hold the property until the taxpayer's right to redeem expires. And most likely they do something like a land bank, or uh like not eminent domains, but they will hold them and use them for the county to do group homes, um, things like that, create county buildings, or they may, depending on the county, put it back in circulation. But I do know that Tennessee doesn't offer over the counter tax lien sales. So we need to just keep that in mind. Okay. Let me see what I want to tell you. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to pop something on the screen. Instagram, you won't be able to see it, but you will be able to follow. And what we're going to do is actually, I think we're going to do Nashville. If you want to do Nashville, Tennessee, or we could do Knoxville. I think I want to do Knoxville. I like the way Knoxville, Tennessee has their page set up. So this is Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's see. Let me see, where's the placement of it. Hold on, I'm trying something new, guys. Okay. All right, give me 1 second. I'm just trying something new. I said I was going to start playing with it, and now look at it. All right. Let's do it the old way, the way that I'm used to doing it. Let's get it on the screen for you guys. Let's see where we at. There we go. All right, we had to go back old school. Hopefully you can see everything on the screen. And Instagram, I hope you can follow along. The ones who are interested in learning a little bit more of how to invest in Tennessee, we're going to actually talk about the city of Knoxville. And here we're going to go through, there's some of their property tax information in the sale process, okay? So you can find this on most county websites. As you know, we teach you how to process to look for it. Also, the list is provided for you of the different counties and what website has the different counties information, so you can find it pretty easy. But the main goal is for you to do your due diligence properly so you can know what to expect. So this is Knoxville, Tennessee. Some of the tax sale process and general information, as we know, this is for information educational purposes only. They always say that on the website, and I say it as well. The tax sale dates are determined by the court proceedings and will be listed accordingly. Now, we did find a website that showed the tax lien sale. So I'm going to see, can I pull that back up? Pull it up here. I got it. Do I got it? I had it up. Okay, now let's go. The purpose of the tax auction, we already know, is to collect delinquent revenue and to put properties back into productive use. Although the majority of property owners pay their taxes on time, 5 of 6% that do not force us to take extreme measures. This is the last result available for collecting real estate taxes. So let's just go down. Information on tax process. The following information does not constitute legal advice. According, anyone interested in bidding on properties are urged to seek independent legal advice regarding his or her rights and obligation. This information describes typical activities in the delinquent tax auction. One of the properties, okay, sorry, once the property has been scheduled for the tax sale and published, the cost of the tax preparation and publication is attached to the property. These additional fees cannot be waived. On the day of the sale, the clerk and the minister of the chancellor court conducts an auction on behalf of the city of Knoxville, selling each property individually. The clerk and master will open the bidding process with the total amount due for the property for delinquent taxes through 2012 tax year, interest, penalty, fees, and other costs associated with the sale owed to the city of Knoxville, Tennessee, Knoxville County, Tennessee. This bid will not include the 2013, 14, 15 taxes due to the city of Knoxville, Tennessee. And it says each property is made subjected to the additional taxes. Since penalties and interest continue to occur on the taxes, now that's if the taxes is due or like that far back, okay? This is for information and educational purposes only. Now, since penalties and interest continue to occur on the taxes, the purchasers should pay them as soon as possible and keep the receipts so that the expenses can be reimbursed to the purchaser if the property is reimbursed. If you are interested in a parcel, it is your responsibility to determine its actual location and condition. The property is sold subjected to its current condition as is without warranty. So we already know we ain't gonna get no warranty of deed. The city of Knoxville and clerk and master of sharp clergy court make no warranty express or imply relative to the title, condition, use, or any other matter involving any property in this tax sale or any other tax sale. No new survey of the properties were made. So whatever surveys was there, they said that's the one you're gonna give. And we're gonna talk about that next week where to find old surveys. The last current survey on the property you're interested. It's all public information. Each property description was taken from the appropriate deed record in the registry's office. So we already know the deed record will be in the registry's office for Knoxville County. That's where we want to look to see the deed status. What's going on? Do they have a mortgage? What's attached to it? Do they have an heir? Do they possibly have a beneficiary? Is it two people on there? You're gonna get to learn a lot. And there is no representation of warranty made with regards to the accuracy of the description. And we talk about how the description can be messed up or the address, but the description is usually what stands as law. So y'all want to pay attention to this. So, for a form of convenience, will the court and master deed is the responsible of the purchaser to contact the clerk to request the deed. When it's time for you to redeem, it's going to be up to you. They're not just going to send it to you. As provided in the order of confirmation, it is also a responsibility of the purchaser to record the deed in the Knoxville Registry of Office. So once you request the full deed that's signed, you need to go record it. The purchaser should be prepared to record the deed at the time it is delivered by the clerk. The successful bidder must make payment in full in cash, check, in order for subsuitable. I do apologize. I don't know why I just got cross-eyed. Okay, let's suitable to the clerk and master to pay the 30% down in cash or cashier's check or other forms of or other forms of payments. I'm doing good to the clerk and the master and make a note from the remaining balance, which shall be due in 30 days. So, sorry I mixed that up. It sounded a little mixed up. Basically, when get you win the deed, you win the bid, you have to at least put 30% down. And you have at least 30 days to go put the rest of the amount down for the deed so it can be you can start moving the process forward. After the sale is completed, the court will issue the order confirmation sale, and this is when the redemption process starts. So the previous owner who lost property due to the delinquent tax have 12 months. Remember, we said 1 year, 12 months from the date of the order to redeem the property in accordance with the state law. Tennessee Code Anointed 67 52701 through 2706. So we're going to leave that in the link for you in a second. This requires the owner to pay the amount of the bid plus 10% to the court. They trying to get paid for everybody. They done charged us 10%, charged them 10%. Okay, the acceptable period of redemption begins to run when the chandler signs the order confirming the sale. So as soon as they bring it to let the chandler know they have interest, this is when the redemption process starts. This data will not necessarily concede with the date of payment due to the paperwork that must be completed following payment to the facility. So the day that they put that money down, or the date of completion, depending on the state, because if you put 30% down, I don't mean that you own it. Maybe after that 30 days is exactly when it starts. So you need to verify that with the county, okay? This data will not necessarily coincide with the date of payment, okay? That's what he said. So do the paperwork that must be completed following payment to facilitate entering the order. Paperwork cannot begin until payment is made. So exactly what I said. It may not start the day of the tax sale. It may start when the completion of the payment is done. So, which is 30 days from that day, not the day of the tax sale. So after the application period of redemption runs, it will be necessary for the purchaser to call the clerk and the master office, they gave the number, to request that the deed be made, the official deed. If there are code violation or safety concerns regarding repairs or improvements, the bidder can make those improvements, and the owner redeeming the property will have to reimburse those expenses as well. The cost for additional improvements beyond these required for safety will not be reimbursed. So that's within the redemption period. Okay. If you bid on the property, you will be required to honor the bid. If you inadvertently bid on the wrong parcel or bid on the property that you have not seen, or if you change your mind about purchasing the property, the court will use whatever process that are necessary to affect compliance with your bid. The court and the master also reserve the rights to confirm the sale to the next highest bidder who agrees to comply with the bid if it is defaulted without the necessity of republication. So they just basically saying they can resell it too. The new owner of the property will not receive the deed to the property until 1 year after the order confirmation sale. The deed is called a clerk and master deed. That is the one that initial the that is the end game. Any issues regarding personal property left on the premises by the original owner shall be settled between the new owner and the former owner. Tennessee law regarding abandonment of personal property may apply. Similarly, any issues regarding any persons remaining on the property shall also be settled between the new owner and the former owner. Tennessee law regarding trespassing and holdover tenants may apply. So remember, holdover tenants, if they had someone living there and they wasn't the person who actually lost the property, but it was a renter, they may have an extra 30 days or some time to stay there until they, have to get out. And you may have to just give them a formal eviction. Okay. So if new owners have questions regarding the matters, the person should consult a lawyer. So I'm going to share this link with you guys. And when you get a chance, I want y'all to look at Knoxville, Tennessee. And I'm going to show you the law specifically of what they referred to. Now, we're not going to go into that law, but we are going to try to go into one more county. But I do want to show you the law where you can reference, okay? So here we go, 2021. This is Tennessee Code Title taxes and license, property taxes, tax liens. I'm not saying all the numbers, guys. Y'all can see it there. So here is going to break down the percentage that they owe, the whole process of basically what I was reading to you via the actual county website. But this is more precise is in detail. The county, they give you information just to make sure they give you enough to don't come ask them any questions. Sometimes I promise you, when we reading this, you hear them say, this is it, this is you're responsible. So this is why we have this course, because it's important for you to do your due diligence, because these counties will put their hands up. And if you haven't seen the property, if you didn't look to see if it had an IRS lien, they like any issues, abandonment, condemned, people living there, driven by, you handle it. Because it could be any case. You can have a perfectly nice house with somebody living there and don't want to get out. So you want to look into those type of things, okay? You can tell that someone's still in the home, okay? Especially if you have someone in boots on ground, because that's what we talked about. Tennessee allows you to have a third party come in and actually participate in the auction with you. That's amazing. For you, I do apologize. For you. So let me just share these two links with you. So after the video, after we get off live, you can look at it and get an idea of comparing the actual law to what the county put up, okay, as we usually do. Let me give you one more. This one is procedures for redemption. So let me just show you that. Maybe I'll just glance at it. So sometimes I read so much I get tongue tied, so I don't want to get tongue tied today. So this is the next annotated code, 2014 Tennessee Code, Title 67. Taxes and leases, Chapter 5, properties, taxes, Part 27, redemption. Okay, 67-5-2701. I know I said a lot. The ones on Instagram, like, oh my God. But when you see it, it makes sense. And all laws is set up like this from different states. It'll just say instead of Tennessee, it's going to say Alabama. It's going to say Jersey. It's going to say New York. Okay. Different chapter numbers, but you're going to see what it falls under. Taxes and licenses is under this title. Is under chapter. It's like chapter. That title is 67. Just now, I'm breaking in comparison so you can kind of get an idea. So then you go into, it says chapter 5, and that is in that particular section. Okay. And that's what we're going to be looking at. And it's a part inside of chapter 5. Like, okay, so you got the whole chapter, then you go to part 27 that focus on redemptions. And then there's little codes in there too. Does it make sense? I know I said a lot. Those little codes right here is the procedures for redemption of property. You don't need to know these by heart. But if you have to put paperwork together, you want to know where to quote the law from. Copy and paste, make sure you quote it properly. So here is the law for the redemption. And when that's you could just, I tell guys, do a case study. Just go pick a state, pick a county, 2 counties, cross-reference how they do things, and then look at the law and say, okay, all right, this county said this. And then this county said this. Oh, I see how they're a little bit different, but then I see how they're a little bit alike. That's why we break down the foreclosure process for you. Knowing the foreclosure process, you can even help your family who's being foreclosed on. Because there's certain ways they can kind of delay the process just a little bit. They can't stop it totally, but they can delay it for 30 days, 60 days if they move a certain time. As we told you, if you don't set up mitigations as depending on the state, if it's someone inside the home, but not as a tax lien or deed investor, but let's say as a mortgage owner, you the lender, you have to do mitigations. If you don't, and the homeowner know that, and they go right at the last date to report it and say they never gave me a chance to mitigate it. They know they ain't got no money, but that probably give them another 60 days in the home. It's 2 sides to this, guys. I am for the people. We all got to learn how to play chess. So that's why when you take the foreclosure part, you'll be able to help people who do conventional loans understand their means to maneuver. Okay? Does that make sense? Make sense? All right, we're going to do one more county because I was going to do one, but because I had a lot going on. This has been a really rough week for me, guys. So pray for Lashley. Pray for Lashley. Been just very positive and everything, just making sure I'm coming online. but God be the glory. So let's go into Nashville. Okay, just a little bit. Nashville has metropolitan areas, so I would assume it's going to be different parts. So this is Channery, saying it wrong. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, don't be my butt. So this is that metropolitan area of Nashville, Davidson County. Okay, so you have different counties, different regions, the way they break up their actual state, cities. Sometimes cities so big they have to break it in regions, and you may have a tax lien, a D cell here, and then a D cell here. Hopefully they're uniform, but this is just a heads up. So Nashville has more than just one little section. It's big. Yes, and Nashville is big. So this is the delinquent tax information for Davidson County. Let me see. Can you see it? Yes, I can see it. So it's not as in detail as it is actually. There we go down here. Here they give you dates of when the next tax sale is going to be coming up. So delinquent tax sale information, please read the following changes to our bidders registration form. That's all. They're going to give you talk about registration, all person. Now listen to this. That's why we talk about entities as well. You can go under because they're going to ask for your social. Don't be afraid. We don't do scams here. The county don't do scams. So what we teach you is the truth. They're going to either ask you for your social because if you make any interest or anything off of this when they redeem, that's something that they report. Okay. Yes, we got to pay the taxes on what we get paid. But if you are an entity, then that would apply to your entity. And as we know, entities get taxed different. Now listen to this. I just had to highlight this because not just a LLC and everything. Literally, we know lawyers who have back businesses that does this. Hint, hint. That's how I learn. I learn from the best. So let's hit this real quick. Purchases will be conveyed in the name or names shown at the registry form. Okay, make sure you register correct, your business or who you are. All persons who will be listed on the convenience must be present at the sale and complete the bidding registration form. That's for this county. Some counties don't, the other county didn't. You see what I'm saying? If bidding on behalf of another individual, obviously they let you. That's what they say here too. Okay. You will be required to attach a copy of the recorded power of attorney to the bidder registration. So you have to have a power of attorney because that's what I was thinking. I'm like, in person, isn't. So the same person who registered has to be on a form, but you're going to have this power of attorney so your person can represent you because they do everything in person. Now listen to this. If the bid's on behalf of a corporation, you must attach proof of eligibility to act on the behalf of the entity. So you need to make sure that you are the owner, you are the operator. They're going to ask you for probably your registration information, your state registration, your EIN number is going to be your replacement for the social security number. And some states want to see if you're in good standing in their state, not just your state. So with Maryland, I had to get a certificate of good standing from their treasury's office where they ran a little short background on me. It was free for my business entity to see if I owe Maryland anything. And if I did, I wouldn't be able to participate in the tax lien sales. All states are different. So you just need to know. So you see that? Now, accepted proof of printouts you want to know. And these are your accepted proof, okay? Print out of the Secretary of State showing good and active standing. Your Secretary of State. They didn't say their state, but you want to verify because I told you Maryland wanted theirs too. Certificate of existence, including the TN Secretary of State number or EIN number. Copy of corporate character, that's the LLC. If it's anything, that's going to be right there with the EIN number. Copy of annual minutes showing president, vice president, or secretary. That's if you're a corporation. If you're an LLC, that's not needed, okay? And that's when you have to understand what entities does what. Under LLC, you don't have that. You don't have a vice president, secretary, minutes, and all of that stuff. If they like you a big corporation, we didn't know you real, you gonna come up in here because they have a lot of joint ventures. They have these capital hedge funds that's coming in as corporations. They will build a corporation for a hedge fund and have that represent to buy houses. That's actually who's been buying a lot of our houses. Okay. So does this make sense? Now, I'm not going to go deep in because we went in on the other one. Let me share this link with y'all so y'all can look at it because they're talking about the delinquent tax dates. It says, please note tax dates are subjected to change. The following is the list of the sales tax dates and the Nashville Ledger publication dates. So where we at? It's June. The next one is coming up in June. Wow, so far. Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw. Where's the red? Why is this? I thought it was like June, July, August. What happened? Did we miss it? Okay. So the next one is coming. They said they got subject to change. So obviously, but at least they put it up here. So June 21st is the next one. And then you're going to know when the first publication is going to come out for that list. And then we're going to go down here. They'll start to tell you where you're going to find the information for the list. Who are the people you get in contact? This is the same information. The successful bidder purchase at the tax sale has until about 12 p.m. to pay the full bid. They're not giving you 30 days here. And more detailed information. The sale is completed. The property failure to record if the purchaser failed to record the certificate, copy of the final decree confirmation sale. That means that you're going to renege. So they give you a law, how you're going to renege if you don't move forward. If you go pay, they're going to say you reneged. Now you're not going to get your money back. So make sure that you go record. Once you move, you're going to be moving like chess. You're going to keep moving. You're not going to wait. This is a timetable once you start moving, especially when it comes to if you have to do the foreclosure process buyback team. That's why we want you to do most of your initial research before you even go to the tax lien sale or participate over the counter. You want to know what to expect. You pick 5 properties, 6 properties on that list. You get as much information as possible. And some things is going to deter you. Oh, they got an IRS lien. Oh, that has this. Oh, it looks like it's some type of inconsecutive in the deed. They're missing a year, like owners. The owners doesn't match. These are the things that we show you in a title search, as we state. So you'll save yourself, you know. You don't want to get a property worth $250,000, and then they got a $30,000 IRS lien, and you can't sell that property to get the money, but you already invested $10,000, $11,000, $13,000 in the process, the deed or whatever. Okay, then you have to invest another 30 because you just didn't look and do a few clicks on IRS website to help you find out if you had an IRS lien. Yeah, we saving you a whole lot of headaches. So, as you can see, how long we've been on? 37 minutes. Usually I'm on longer than that. I love you guys. Today I'm not going to be on long. Like I told you, I had a really, really rough week. And I just wanted to make sure that I came on here and just been a woman of my word. We continuing down the process. Next Friday, we're going to be, hopefully what I'm going to do next Friday, I'm going to try to do 2 states because I'm going to have the energy. So next week, we're going to do New Hampshire and North Dakota. We're going to pick one of the states for the following week to do the law on it in the foreclosure, because we want to show you a judicial foreclosure process. We want to talk you through that again, because we have been through a lot on the page. And I know it's a few of you that really just keep going and following what's going on. Now we're going to put more concept to foreclosure. Okay. So we're going to do that with the New Hampshire. So now that, remember we told you the foreclosure process is this amount of weeks. This is like an abstract. We went through that. We're going to go into one of their counties. We're going to read the law. And then we're going to be like, okay, timetable. How long we got to do this from this to this? Because now we got to think. We can literally think this out. But I want you to write your ideas down, but you can think it out like, oh, God, this is judicial sale. That means that I got to see the judge. This process is going to add another 6 to 8 months. Every 3 months, I'm going to have to add a little bit of funds to my lawyer's trust if the lawyer is going to do the foreclosure for me to get it done. How much is the foreclosure? What to expect? Do I got to do a title search? And do I have to get a writ of possession? Some places don't make you do that. Okay? I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not, because once you get it, you got it, baby. Okay, so next week we're going to be going into New Hampshire as well as North Dakota. That's Friday. On Monday, we're going to be going into NACO. We're going to NACO. I was like, what the hell is that? NACO. NACO is like a GIS map. We're gonna look at the live GIS map. We're gonna go back into that. So you guys we can look at a list, look at the GIS map, because we actually want to get into land surveys one more part, because we want you guys to know how to request or look for the old land surveys. Okay, so to the buyback team, you already know what I tell you guys and the people on the YouTube page you are following. Please, please, please take notes and get as much information as possible. You may come back and we may not have the video up. We have member only videos that we have, and we just slowly pull them off of the platform so our members only can have these things in consecutive order. We want you to be a member. So for $19.99, you can be a member and have everything in order as far as the videos that we show here and selective sneak peeks. Okay, just come on in, check it out. Check it out, learn a little bit, and then it's like, okay, I think I want to take the full course. Then you can move forward, take the full course. So you're like, nah, this is not for me. $19.99, well spent. I have access to this for the rest of my life. Maybe I could just show my kids and they'll probably like it. So, as I say, the access that you have to the program is forever. The only thing that you cannot download from the program is the actual videos, because they are copywritten. And the material is too, as far as papers, but all of that is for you guys. PDFs, we got you. We love you. So I want you to have a great, great weekend. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm available. Please join the email list. We will be keeping you posted.